You know, the other day I did a search on Google to find how many websites there were for the term blogs. And I was astounded to see that there was 3,270,000,000 searches returned. Now, do you realize that in the time you've taken to read this one sentence, more than 4 new websites have been created? With the incredible growth of the number of websites on the World Wide Web, it's difficult to be found, let alone stand out among your competitors and other businesses. And you are increasingly challenged to leave a unique mark in the rapidly evolving internet landscape. This, in addition to the fact that we are all in the middle of an information overload about SEO, social networking, tweeting, article marketing, internet marketing, and I'm sure if I took all of about a half a minute, I could come up with at least a dozen or more so-called approaches that are supposed to make it easier to find your website. Bottom line, if someone doesn't have a reason to visit and a direct link to your site, they probably won't find you. Now, I'm normally not a negative person, but when I look at the dilemma that most web properties seem to be facing, even I get depressed. But there is hope, and although I want to point out a few reasons why your website will never be successful, I do promise to impass a few basic tips that will most assuredly save you from the dreaded black hole of search obscurity. Now, first off, let's uncover the big lie about search. Search was originally built around the idea that you could type in a search term and Google, Yahoo, or whatever search service you were using would pass along a number of websites that had relevant information in relation to your search. It was an information highway that put the little website you worked so hard to build in front of the world, and we were all thrilled to have such a marvelous tool. But times have changed. The spammers and scammers caused the search engines to change their algorithms, and the days of people being able to find your little website, they're just literally gone. The big mega corporations have now jumped in and pushed the cost of search to the outer limits, and again the little guy has just been pushed down and out. So here we are today, one of several billion websites trying to get the attention of our potential clients. Search still can provide a certain amount of value, particularly within the local search area, but even then the little guy is being pushed aside by the big local services like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Grubhub, Foursquare, and others who focus on specific local businesses. So why use Google and Yahoo or any of the other search engines? You can just go to the other services to find what you're looking for, right? I suppose you can save a lot of time, and perhaps you'll find that you're looking whatever it is you're looking for. But again, as a business person, you are subjected to being pushed further back in the connection with your prospective customers. The days of being able to put your message directly in front of the client or customer is getting harder to do. Too many third parties are in front of your message. Now, I could go on for hours about search and how it has become less than what it was originally designed for, but for now, let's just agree that search is a tough and many times an expensive way to get your message in front of your potential customers. Now, let's look at advertising and how that mix of mass confusion has made promoting your business even tougher. It's a little scary to know that the big boys are gathering so much data about all of us and how all that information is really being used. We all hope that the information is being used for the good, but in the wrong hands, we know that it can be troublesome. That is a discussion really for another time, and we most definitely will get into that. But what I want to cover here is the advertising noise that we all are bombarded with every day. You know, I do my best to really stay abreast with most high-tech marketing and advertising, and not just pop-ups or pop-unders or banners or ads, etc., but the actual technologies and the platforms that are powering these. There is contextual advertising, native advertising, search ads, mobile search advertising, platforms that enable spot buys in near real time, technologies that seek to integrate our interest, our location, or friendships across all our screens, all in the hopes of offering better, neater, cooler stuff. I follow how Google is aggressively pushing Google Plus to ensure that all the various services of theirs that we all use, that we use it. Gmail, search, maps, video, and more can all be linked back to us individually. And information is then passed on to us, the ads, all of the various features that Google pushes out. But the big question remains, how is it these all work so really badly? Now, I've made comment many times how I was amazed that ads were getting smaller and less informative. They were becoming announcements more than information, and I believe that is one of the reasons so many of us just pass right over the ads as we search through various websites. Advertisers have realized this, and they've then, of course, introduced the pop-up ads that interrupts our reading or watching a video to inject their message. We all struggle to close the pop-up or tap our pencil on the desk waiting for the countdown to be able to close the undesirable message. They are all annoying, and to me, not a very good way to get your buyer's attention. Personally, I think they can have a damaging effect to a brand as well. So how effective is all this noise? I would say not very. I'm sure some ad executive out there will totally disagree with me and want to show me all kinds of graphs and pictures and circles and arrows pointing to all the amazing things this sort of marketing can produce. But as a consumer myself, I don't like it, and I find it irritating. If someone could invent a mute button for the internet noise, they would make literally a fortune. Okay. So now I've provided all the gloom and doom, and you all probably want to simply turn off your website and toss in the internet towel. But wait, there is hope, and it all has to do with getting back to the basics and realizing that there are effective methods of promotion that do work. First thing you have to do is stop worrying about being found on page 1 of Google. Unless you have deep pockets or lots of time, this form of marketing is simply not a good choice. The majority of people who find you on search are not going to buy from you anyway. Those are hardcore facts. Search is an information gathering resource, and it doesn't guarantee that anyone who visits your site will do any more than just gather information about your products or services. That is a very expensive way to get your message in front of your potential customer or client. We also find that when people are in the information gathering phase, they tend to move through the information very quickly in order to move on to other search possibilities and more information. So your potential customer or client just ran off to your competition. So final words on search. Properly configure your site for organic search. Keep it content rich and up to date. And in the next part, we're going to provide you with some great ideas on doing just that, as well as generating traffic and how to get more of it without search. In the second part, we'll also discuss getting the right buyers to your website, and not just a bunch of lookers, as well as how you need to structure your website to build a huge following of loyal customers and clients. Okay, well, we hope we've been able to open your eyes to a couple of things in part 1. And in part 2, we will start giving you some incredible new ways to grow your business really starting today. So please, below here, enter your email that you use to get started, and we'll send over part 2 of getting your own digital magazine. Thanks now.